Outside router.
Peace reflection.
Peace reflection.
Welcome everybody to the room.
Drinking
water.
I'm drinking hot chocolate. Cacao.
And it's so funny because it is hot and humid here, and he's drinking hot cacao. Today we wanted to come in and share some light. Welcome everybody. Let's get started. The symbols in your universe. You can get started, babe. I got a master teacher, Neuro, with me, my direct.
Peace
and we
reflection.
wanted to build together.
Yeah, so, we just wanted to talk about symbolism because... because everything... Give me a sec. Okay.
That was a symbol.
That was symbolic. That was symbolic to interrupting or something within my mind that is trying to stop me from sharing the message. So I wanted to say that everything in your reality is symbolic to something else that is deeper than the surface. So that means that everything that you experience in your reality represents something else in another realm. Mm-hmm. And I feel like people just walk around this reality not really observing or analyzing their reality for what it truly is. So they just take things for face value. So whenever they're presented with something in life, they just accept it to be that, when in reality it goes deeper than that. Mm-hmm. And until we truly understand the root and look at things from a deeper perspective, will we be able to truly heal anything within ourselves, because that's the deeper dimension that these symbols come from, is within self.
And in surface dwellers will never reach the kingdom of God. You have to go deep. You have to look at everything, beyond what you see it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a fact. So everything represents something else. You can think anything in your life, try to remember anything in your life, or just observe your life and see things that have happened to you, see people that have came into your life, see relationships that you've been a part of, things that have occurred, events, and you can correlate them with something within yourself that represents symbolically. For instance, if you find yourself in a relationship that puts you through a lot of pain and suffering, in a relationship with somebody that wasn't conducive or compatible with you, if you were in a relationship with somebody who didn't seek to understand you or wanted to understand you, or didn't treat you the way you wanted to be treated, that is symbolic for an aspect of yourself that you feel about yourself, that's just reflecting back to you in your own reality. So it's something within you that is allowing this person to be a part of your life and to continue to be in your life, trying to show you yourself. So they're trying to show you, look, you don't really love yourself. Look, you don't really want to give yourself the best. You don't truly believe that you can find somebody who's really meant for you. You don't truly believe that the situation could get any better for you. And these are just like little symbols popping up in your reality, little notifications to let you know that there's something within self that needs to be looked at, healed, and and deeply studied so that it can be understood, that aspect about yourself. And this is just one example, but everything is like this. Everything, every day to day, even the most insignificant things that you think are insignificant truly hold a deeper meaning, because it's a holographic universe. Everything is happening within your mind. All is mental. So you are literally projecting your reality. It is all coming from your mind. So when you understand this, you understand that everything can only be something within yourself. Every person out that appears to be external of you can only be something within yourself, showing you yourself in some way, shape, or form. And when you become conscious of this, then you become conscious of your reality, because now you see something in your reality that's negative, that isn't constructive for you. Then you choose to take yourself away from that or separate from that. But if you choose to still be within that, then you recognize that there's something within yourself that you don't like about yourself, or there's something within yourself that you're not dealing with because this issue is still present in your reality. It's just symbolic. It represents something. That's what symbolism is. Symbolism is just like a representation, like a marker, letting you know that there's something else there. It's just like popping up like a notification on your phone. Like a notification pops up, it's just letting you know. Like say an app, you still have to go within an app to look at the comment that somebody commented, but the notifications just popping up, letting you know as a symbol to something deeper on a deeper level. So this is how this reality is. It's fractal, right? So even on this realm, when something pops up like that, it's only symbolic for things on a deeper level. So, you want to expand on that? You want to talk about that?
One thing that came to mind when you were talking about that is disease. How in Babylon, how we treat disease. Because when we get like some type of ailment or some type of symptom that's going on, we want to go to the doctor and we want to get a cure, or we want to get something to cover up that symptom. But that symptom is just a symbolism of what's really going on within you mentally. And, I would like to share a story with you guys, as far as how I used to deal with that when I was in Babylon, because when we think of disease, we think of it as something that is happening to us, but a disease is a verb. A disease is an action. A disease is what you are doing. You put yourself in discomfort. It's symbolism of the imbalance within you. So when, before I came into the divine knowledge itself, I always suffered with vaginal issues. Like ever since I was a little girl, like it was vaginal issues that we gonna get real. This is like a real nigga moment, okay? But I want to share because I know there are some reflections out here that are going through that. So just put yourself in my shoes. So as a young woman in Babylon, I always suffered with some type of vaginal issue. Like I was always having to go to the doctor because of what was going on within my body. But I did not realize the reason why I kept having the vaginal issues was because of the lifestyle that I was living. It was symbolic to what I was doing in my life. But what I did, I covered it up. I would go to the doctor, get some creams, get some pills, try to change my diet, and thinking it was something that I was eating that would take it away. But then I realized it was the way that I thought of myself and the way that I was thinking, and then the way that I was treating myself. I would just allow anybody in my body that was not on the right frequency, that was, tainting me, but that was me doing that to myself. And then I was trying to find the remedy. I was trying to find something, but once I start changing my thoughts, because thoughts is a manifestation of the symbolism. So once I start changing my thoughts, I no longer had that issue. But then I realized it goes beyond just the food. It goes beyond the relationships. I had to change the environment. I had to change the way I was thinking. And yes, I did have to change the way that I was eating. But a lot of the foods that the doctors were telling me not to eat, I'm eating them now. Like they tell me I shouldn't eat bread, rice, potatoes, pretty much the B6 diet. So I know that the issue didn't have anything to do with the foods that I was eating. It was the way that I was thinking, and it was symbolic to the way I was living my life.
Okay, yeah, that's a very good example. I like that example because, something that you personally went through and you were able to analyze and look at and be able to self-correct, for something that was occurring within your reality that you realized later on was deeper than that. And it's really so simple. Like even us right now talking to you on a camera is symbolic to something within your reality. Like you're listening to some people talking divine knowledge itself. You're listening to somebody giving you knowledge and information on how to improve your reality.
Yeah.
That's symbolic to the part of you that wants to learn. That's symbolic to the part of you that wants to reach its highest self. That's symbolic to the part of you that is on a journey, on a quest to find answers and level up in this reality. So even something like that, like this is how you start looking at your reality. You start analyzing things from this perspective rather than just looking at things surface value. Like I was thinking of an example in my mind, like somebody who's obese. Like that's symbolic to something within them.
Yes.
Maybe they hold on to things. Maybe they don't know how to deal with issues. Maybe they have things And
are in bad relationship, have bad people around them that they're holding on their baggage.
Exactly, and their extra weight on their body is literally reflective or symbolic of that within themselves. And I was thinking, even on a deeper level, if you take it on another level, that person is symbolic to a cell within an organism that has lost its ability to play the function or role that it was designed to play, who's out of tune with itself, to the point where it has become a detriment to itself and other cells around it. So you can take this, anything that happens in any realm, you could take it and expand it microscopically or macroscopically. You could take it and expand it in either direction, because what happens in one realm is happening simultaneously in all other realms, because everything is fractal. We know reality is fractal, So when we understand and see one thing in one reality, we can know that it's happening in others, So this is what symbolism is. Symbolism is fractality, is understanding that everything is a cause and effect and happening on all levels of existence. This is one realm. We're experiencing one realm, but truly we are reflections or symbols of cells within a bigger organism. And you could even look at the trees and all the plants in your reality. Go outside. I like to say this. Go outside. Look at all the plants and all the trees. All these trees, plants, and birds, and ants, and bugs are all different types of cells. They're all symbols for different types of cells. Like you would go into an organism, the human body, and you would have blood cells, you have brain cells, nervous system cells, liver cells, heart cells. So the trees and all the species on this planet represent different cells within an organism. So you see, everything is being played out fractally on all levels of existence, and that's why it's so important to analyze things within your life, because then you can point out the things within your mind, because we know all is mental. Everything is being projected from your mind. So if you see somebody in your life who's not treating you right, what does that say about yourself? If you're in a relationship that's not serving you, that's no good for you, that's constantly going against what you're trying to become, your higher self, what does that say about you?
Yes.
Does that say that there's something within you that's holding you back, that you're holding on to, that you don't want to let go of, that you don't truly feel or believe within yourself, that you can accomplish and level up to become this being that you came here to become? So, it's so dope that you can take the physical and analyze it and process it and interpret it to be something within your mind, because it truly is, And
I think that if people really understood that everything that they see outside of themselves is within, they would take their life more seriously, because you just said something really important. You said, the trees are symbolic. The trees are symbolic to what? Your nervous system. The trees are the nervous system of the earth. Look what they are doing to the trees. They are cutting the trees down. So what does that say about you? And so everything that you see that Babylon is doing, they're creating an imbalance. So therefore, if you see the imbalance in your environment, that imbalance is within you. But for some reason, we are in the separation of illusion. You know what I mean? Now, God wants to have that separation so it can experience itself. At the same time, God also knows that everything is it. To keep a healthy perspective, to know how to move into this realm. But because we have lost sight of who we are detaching ourselves from this realm. And that's the reason why, things are happening the way that they are.
I just kind of got like a little picture, to paint a picture, like I want to break it down, like starting from atomic level. Like we literally split an atom in half to create a destructive force, which is creates atomic nuclear blasts that decimate like big portions of the earth, right? But and then you have people who cut in hair. Like if you would zoom in and you would know that the hair is part of the nervous system, and you're literally cutting hair. But on another level, it's like this person who's getting their hair cut. After they get their hair cut, they're going to work to use a chainsaw to cut a fucking tree, which is the same thing that, is just happening on a different level, The hair is a nervous system of self getting cut and then that person who's getting their hair cut perpetuates that same behavior using a chainsaw to cut down the nervous system of the earth. And then that just extends on a different level. You know, it just keeps going fractally. I love to imagine shit like that because it's like so symbolic. And then when you look at an atom and the electron, and you know, within the atom you have the electron spinning around the nucleus, you have the proton, the neutron, and this same pattern replicates itself bigger and bigger on many levels till it comes like you have that, right? The nucleus of a cell it has a nucleus, right? The cell has a nucleus. Within the cell's nucleus is atoms that have a nucleus, which have the proton, the neutron, the electron spinning around, and then the cells make up they make up tissue, which make up organs, and then the organs make up organisms, and then these organisms make up ecosystems, and it's like all extending fractally. So like all you really got to do is understand one dimension of reality so you can understand the rest. Yes. And this is the beauty of it all, that you don't have to go into the intricacies of every single dimension to understand reality. You only have to know one. And the most important dimension that we have to know is this realm right here, what you see before you every single day, the people, the relationships that are around you in your media. You don't got to look into a microscope to see what's going on. You just got to look at the people in your life to see what's going on, because the people in your life and in your reality and what's going on in the media world around you is going to tell you the same thing that's happening on that level, every level, you know. So that's the bottom line, you know, that's the bottom line. Just observe your reality, become aware, hyper aware of your reality. This is called the gamma state. Brainwave is the state of being aware of everything to the point where you're just correlating everything with something else, and you're linking things up that other people might miss because they're just walking around in a different brainwave. They're not vibrating at a frequency that you're vibrating on. Therefore, they cannot truly receive the amount of information and intelligence to be able to interpret things the way you would interpret if you were vibrating at a higher brainwave capacity, higher vibration, you know. And we're vibrating at the highest frequency of the sun, you know, carbonation. That's why we putting out the ultimate, most elite, unfuckwittable knowledge, because we're vibrating at the frequency of that knowledge, because we're so aware of our environment and we understand these concepts that the Honorable Master Teacher, Chief Nature Boy has given to us, you know, into the world, and put out on a platform for us to even understand and be able to interpret and tell you on this camera, you know. So plain and simple, the only reality you got to look at is the reality that you're experiencing around you, which include the people, right? Yeah,
because what do they tell you? They tell you to meditate and go within, but you are within. You're looking at what's within on the outside. And I think that when you hear that information, you need to run away from that, because what's happening is that you are losing control of the reality, because you think you got to go within to figure life out, but it's right here in front of you. Everything is in front of you to teach you what you need to know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but even if you so-called go within, say you sit down, you meditate, you analyze your thoughts, you analyze situations in your life and in your reality, and you sit there for an hour just closing your eyes, listening to meditating music, 432 hertz, don't you still got to go and deal with the problems that you
Oh my
that
gosh,
are on
I
your
was
mind?
just thinking that.
You still got to, like you still got to go talk to that person who you had the issue about which you're meditating, you know? So
you still overweight.
You still got to change the way you eat, your environment, the people around your life. You still got to do all this shit, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Meditation is truly thinking about something deeply, pondering on something and focusing your attention on something. Yeah. This doesn't mean closing your eyes. This doesn't mean sitting down listening to certain music. This means being conscious and aware of your reality and addressing the things within your reality that need to be addressed, the issues within your reality that need to be addressed, and being able to communicate effectively to be able to fix those issues, to be able to put yourself in a situation that enables you to become greater, you know? So we had a little message that had broken down this thing that said all anger comes from hurt. And then we said all hurt comes from misunderstanding. And I like to add this at the end. All misunderstanding comes from the inability to communicate effectively. Yes. So that's the key right there. You gotta be able to communicate with people effectively, because then they won't misunderstand you in the first place. And this goes along with studying people, studying yourself first and foremost, but understanding how people are so that you can communicate with them effectively, right? Understanding yourself so you know how to communicate effectively. So that you know how to present information to people in a way where they'll be receptive to it. If you truly care about someone, you would look, if you truly love someone, which is understanding, and if you understand them, means that you know their astrological energy, you know how their mind works, and if you know how their mind works, you will know how they receive information better. You know how to finesse to be able to get your point across, because at the end of the day, you're only helping self. Everything is self, but at the end of the day, you're only assisting yourself to be able to resolve that issue with that person. The better you can communicate with that person, the faster the issue gets resolved, and the faster you move on with the part of yourself that they didn't know how to communicate.
Yeah, absolutely. And somebody said meditation is focus.
Hey, Reflection Caliber.
Oh, you know him?
Yeah, he's the one that made the song that we've been bumping all
that
day.
Song. Y'all been playing that song all day. Oh my God.
Peace Reflection.
They really like that song.
Yeah, that's what's up. We really fucking with that track. That track
But if y'all have any questions or want to build, you want to come on the live, send a request. You know, we're open, to that. Any questions at all, I'm hot. It's hot. It is so much out here. What did they say?
Oh.
Okay.
You know what? Nah, it's not really a thing. It's just I just been letting my nails grow. My nails grow fast and they're pretty strong, so they just stay on. Some people here, they'll break off or they'll like with their mouth cut them or something. It's not really a thing. I guess me and Master Teacher Just are the only ones that really have long nails. But
having nails is really important, and it's funny how people, there's another symbolic thing that when they see long nails on the man, they want to question why do you have long nails? Like if you knew what your nails was, what happened?
Somebody wants to join.
Oh, okay. If you knew what your nails were, they help you with your immune system, and then also that they also help you absorb light more. So you cutting your nails, you're cutting your nervous system. You see what I'm saying? Because your nails and your hair, it's the same thing. So him having long nails like that is actually a good thing, Peace Reflection.
Peace Reflection.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. What's your name?
Melanin. Reflection Melanin.
No, I mean your, because I don't see it on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Reflection Melanin? Oh, okay. All right, cool. What's going on? What's up?
I'm good. Nah, it's not.
Your break is breaking.
I had a question about the baby and when you was gonna deliver it. Will your direct be delivering it, or will you have a midwife that'll be delivering the baby?
Well, we hoping that we will be able to deliver it, and anybody in the family want to assist with delivery. But really, I just need support around me, because I believe that if me and the baby is in tune, the baby will deliver itself. I just have to open myself and trust that me and the baby know what to do, but Master Teacher Neuro, he will be there for support, and,
right.
The family, like they're going to, like whoever wants to be a part, like, I don't know how it's going to be, but I know I want to be outside. I don't know if I'm going to have a water birth. I know I just want to be outside. I want to be in nature. You know how babies are. They just come out of nowhere. But I'm open to a midwife. But being that we're in a non-English speaking country, it'll be kind of challenging for me to connect with one, because I just don't want any entity to come into this space. It's a sacred space. We are a sacred society. So I don't want any energy that is not on our frequency to come in here, and be around the baby. I want it to be just an open, loving space, a clear space. And, but I'm not opposed to it. But I do believe as a woman, it is my purpose to give birth to a child. So it's what I'm supposed to do,
Yeah.
you know. So
Right.
I've been deprogrammed to think, oh, I need to go to the doctor, or I need to go to the hospital, or somebody needs to help me, you know, deliver the baby. If you go out in nature, you don't see any of the animals being assisted. It just happens. You know what I mean? But since we are, you know, in this form humans, like him and I made the baby together, so we can bring the baby in the world together. You know, that's how I see it.
Okay. I also just wanted to ask, have you been feeling any like motion sickness or anything like that? Because most vegan women, well, the women that I know, they don't have any type of motion sickness, or they don't feel sick, or they don't get sick because they don't eat meat and they don't drink dairy products and stuff like that. So are you feeling any type of motion sickness or anything like that?
No, only time I had actually got sick is because I overate. Like that's the only time I have thrown up. But other than that, I do not have any. I didn't get any morning sickness at all, because what I found is that grounding is what actually helps pregnant women not have any morning sickness, have stability, in their bodies, and stability in their emotions. So I sleep in a tent, so I'm constantly grounding in a tent every night, and then I walk barefooted, and I'm always outside. So I'm connected to the earth at all times. So I honestly have not experienced any of the pain that they said that most pregnant women have experienced, because I'm in my third trimester, and it's a breeze. You know what I mean? But I do believe it's because of the grounding. Now, I'm also on the B6 diet, and that's what we teach. That's what the Honorable Chief Nature Boy, has brought to the world, is the B6 diet. And so I'm constantly eating potatoes. I'm eating from the earth. So I think the reason why most pregnant women experience the discomfort is because they are so disconnected from what they are. Then, first of all, they're not in the right environment. They're not near the sun. They're not getting enough, sunlight. They're not getting enough vitamin D. And the only way you can get vitamin D is being directly in an environment between the tropics of Cancer and Capricorn, especially depending on how dark you are, and how you truly get calcium, because vitamin D is what helps build the bones. But if you're not in an environment that you're able to absorb, true sunlight, that also plays a factor. But the most important thing I would tell any pregnant woman is, please ground. I think that's what has been my saving grace so far. And also, I am vegan, but there's still vegan women in Babylon that still go through the morning sickness, because food is just one part of it, but you got a lot of depressed vegans out there.
It's the whole lifestyle, really, because you got to get sun too. Like she was saying, vitamin D, like the baby's is gonna. The immune system is dependent on it, the bone structure of the baby.
Yeah.
You also want the people in your life to be supportive of you. It's like a whole lifestyle that goes into, having a pregnancy to where it's conducive to like a true human, like in its best, most healthy state.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not just one aspect, it's a whole thing that goes, just living in tune with nature,
Absolutely.
That's the basis of it, the foundation.
Absolutely.
Right. Now also goes with everything you eat. Well, thank you guys for answering my request. I just want to say thank you for the B6 diet too, because I was 330 pounds eating all that food, and now I'm down to 230. So that's over about 2 months of a span. So
oh wow!
I just want to say thank you.
Keep going.
Yeah.
That's good.
And also become peopletarian too. Look at your circle, because you might have a lot of squares in your circle that's also allowing you to hold on to that weight too.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Reflections.
All right. I love myself.
I love myself.
Okay. See if there's any more questions.
Somebody said, did you make Instagram? Yeah, just connecting with the people.
Yes, I did make the necklace for Master Teacher Neuro. His name is Neuro now. He's no longer Rambo. I don't know who that is. Yes,
that's dope. Like that's kind of inspiring. It is inspiring to hear somebody that really changed their life like dramatically like that, from something that the chief put out to the world, like the diet. Just that's something, one thing just affects somebody so greatly, and there's so much information that you could apply to your life, and that you'll see results with, if you just apply it to your life. But you got to be dedicated. You got to be on this journey fully invested. You can't be 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You got to give it your all, because anything you do in life, you want to give it your all. You want to dedicate and invest yourself fully. You don't want to invest into something like kind of like doubting that it's gonna work. You want to give it your all. In this way, if it truly worked or not. Because if you just invest half, you'll never truly know. You got to go all the way with it.
Now, Glitterbug asked a great question. Please put reflection on your name, but you asked an excellent question. Would you like to read the question?
They said, could you elaborate more on how people in your circle can cause you to hold on to weight?
Oh, goodness. That's what it comes down to, being people-tarian. Like, we don't call ourselves vegans. We are people-tarian. What that means is having people around us that is good for us, mentally and healthy for us, okay? Because you don't realize that. Now, first of all, let me put it this way. Food is energy. Everything is energy. You are constantly consuming energy. You are constantly connecting to energy. So we know that food is energy and you are energy. So therefore, the people around you is energy. You have people that will be constructive interference for you. You have people that will be destructive interference for you. And would you like to explain the difference between the constructive and destructive interference?
It's very simple. Basically, we all emit a frequency, a vibration. We have electromagnetic field that we're all emitting. It extends about 10 to 15 feet from where you are. Everybody in your life is emitting this field.
Yes.
When people come into your life and are in your vicinity, the vibration, the frequency that they're putting out either amplifies your frequency or it destroys it. It makes it less.
Yes.
And that's as simple as it gets. So when you have people in your environment that are on the same frequency as you, who are doing the same thing as you, who are aspiring to do the same things as you, the frequency you have amplifies. It becomes greater. It becomes more. And this feels good. This is what you would call a good vibration. This is the good people that you fuck with, that have a good vibration, that you're around, and you just feel good being around. You're happy, and it's jokes, and it's a good time, because it's not being destructive. Okay, but now then you have people who come around, and as soon as they enter the room, you get a negative feel. Like, it just kills your vibe. Like, they just come in with a mood that just doesn't feel good to you, because the frequency that they're putting out, the vibration that they're putting out, is interfering destructively with your electromagnetic field, meaning it's making your wave smaller. It's making what you are putting out smaller, and that doesn't feel good, because naturally we want to put our signal out and broadcast it to the world, and we want it to be as loud and as clear as possible. We don't want no destructive interference. We only want things within our reality that are going to amplify our signal, to the greatest extent possible,
Yes. And so remember, everything is you. Everybody's a reflection of you. So whatever that person is saying, whatever that person is feeling, and we know feelings come from thoughts, you are going to be saying that, and you're going to be feeling it. So if you're constantly around people that are negative, and I always use the word negative because, negative and positive, that's one of the atoms and stuff. But someone that, like you said, has a low vibration, someone that don't have nothing nice to say, somebody that's always complaining, somebody that don't know who they are, somebody that, you are going to become that, because your heart has an electromagnetic field. So whatever is around that field, you're going to absorb that. So if you're around a lot of people that have a lot of emotional baggage, and if you're a type, and depending on your astrological programming, you might have the astrological program that knows how to absorb. They call it empath. So you're absorbing these people's thoughts. You're absorbing these people's ways. And so if you don't know how to, clear your mind, because the body is the mind, then you're going to hold on to it. You see what I'm saying?
Not only that, but you got to realize that the subconscious mind is very powerful.
That's a good one.
So if you have people in your reality that are acting a certain way and saying a certain way, Chief was actually talking about this. He was talking about mirror neurons. neurons within in you that when you perceive and see something, your mind doesn't know from you doing it or the other person doing it. So if you have people in your electromagnetic field in your reality who are being negative, your mind, your body treats it as though you're being negative. So literally, if you have people within your reality that are projecting negativity and you allow that, it's on you because you are making yourself believe that that is what you're doing. And then your subconscious mind picks that up, and that becomes a characteristic that you begin to exhibit. Because this is how things work. The more you subject your subconscious mind to something, the more it picks it up, and this becomes embedded within you. That's why programming is so important. That's why we teach isolation. Isolate yourself from everything so that you can deprogram from the bullshit, the lies, to reprogram to the truth. And that's just plain and simple. That's just how shit goes. That's science. That's biology. That's quantum physics. That's the real world.
No, I was about to say something. Yeah, because I was just thinking. Just think about this. Think about when. Can you change the channel to that? Think about like you getting a text message. Like people affect you more than you know, because somebody can just send you a text message and just ruin your day. You could be having a really good day, and if someone sends you like a funky ass message, and then like you're just like pissed off, like it just changed you. So that's why you got to be really careful about the relationships that you have, because they really do affect your well-being. You know what I mean? And so she said, "Wow, thank you." Like, yeah, it's a lot. Like it's big. So if you find yourself, your body in a shape that you don't like, it's just overweight, I guarantee you, because a lot of the fat people be like, I don't really eat that much. I don't eat a lot. Well, who do you have in your life? What are you doing? What are you doing in your life? Are you at a job that is very demanding? Because you have to be in Babylon and you got to work for that money. You gotta be at those jobs, being around people that you don't have nothing in common with, and they make you clock in and clock out, and you gotta be sitting in a cubicle all day when you're supposed to be outside, supposed to be in nature, supposed to be in the sun, supposed to be on the earth, but you in the seat for 8 hours of the day. That affects you.
Yeah, or they're holding on to negative thoughts. They're holding on to things, an argument that they had with someone. They're holding on to feelings. They're holding on to something, and it's symbolic. And it's obvious when you learn and understand how this shit works.
He just opened up another topic. I just want to say, he just opened up another topic. People holding on to negativity. People holding on to issues or problems because they don't know how to respond to the situation. So instead of you going to that person and rectifying and communicating, you're going to hold on to it and like, you talk about, oh, never mind, I'm not going to be concerned with it, I'm just going to let it go. It's just like you said earlier, whatever you're not going to deal with in this realm, when you go to sleep at night, you're going to deal with it in your dreams. It's going to manifest in another way. And then even in this form, it will manifest on your love handles. It'll manifest on your chins because you are holding on to something instead of you expressing yourself and letting go of the problems that you have so that you can get back into a happy place. Because a lot of people do not know how to make themselves happy. We all go through issues. Like, we all have challenges in our life. But do you know how to deal with those challenges and respond to those challenges and then get yourself in a happy place? And most people do not. What they want to do, they want to cover it up with sex, with food, with broken relationships, and then they want to hold on to it. And then that's why you see so many people looking the way that they look, because they don't know how to respond to their reality.
So the people in your life can very well be symbolic for the fat cells within your body, because we're all cells, right? So get rid of the cells in your life that don't serve you, and the weight will come out, because it's all symbolic. It's all mental, So that's just what it is, like everything represents something else in another realm, or within the mind of self that you must understand and look at,
Absolutely. Y'all can continue to send like video requests if y'all want to come into the video and build. Have any more questions? Anybody have any more questions? Oh, I
So you
didn't.
broke that down.
Oh, that's my Babylon. Oh, that's my Babylon father.
What does that mean?
You should come into the live. You should come into the live. R. Daniels. Can you send a request to somebody?
No, I think they gotta send it.
Oh, they gotta send it.
Or I don't know.
He may not know how to send it.
My baby's saying, "Yeah, mommy and daddy, you better speak them fast."
Let me see. Can we put him in the live?
No, I think they gotta send a request.
R. Daniels, do you know how to send a request to come into the live? They wanna. Oh, well, let them come into the live. Okay.
How can you stay positive? You don't. That's why you separate from them.
Yeah. You get rid of that attachment.
Yo.
We can't see you.
Peace, reflection.
Yeah, I'm about to come outside. I'm on the bus right now. Hold up.
R. Daniels at.
You swear now you sitting in the.
There you go.
Nah, yeah. What's your name? Peace. I was good with y'all, man.
Peace, reflection.
How y'all doing? But nah, yeah. I just you was talking about letting go of that negative energy, and yeah, it's like you can hear me?
Well, somebody got the music up loud.
You can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear?
Oh yeah, so I just took a trip to South Carolina because I had to get my ID and stuff for my passport, and it's like I had to be around all these old energies, like I had to be around my past life basically, and it's like like those feelings definitely came up, those old feelings, and it's like I could feel like my Babylon mom, like she's trying to push that agenda, like, oh my God, I miss you, like this, that, and the third, but it's like. I'm like, if you really say like you love me and all of this stuff, why not just elevate your mind? Like I'm trying to help you out, but it's like you don't want help. So that's something that I had to learn, and that's something that I be trying to tell people. Like you can't really, like, if somebody don't want help, like you can't really force that on them. Like you gotta let them learn for themselves, type shit. For real.
Yeah, you gotta deal with that with objective facts, because it's easy to get into subjectivity when it comes to family and people that you care about, or people that are in your past self, in your past life, because you had good times with her, you associate certain feelings with them, but at the end of the day, you must look at the objectivity behind. Like, you came here on a mission. Like, this is your life. This is your reality. Like, they ain't not going to live your life for you. You got to live your life for yourself. And if you feel that you're on this path and you're taking this journey, you got to take it for yourself. And anything that holds you back, you got to cut it off. And, like, if they support you, cool. But if they don't, then still you must proceed. You must move forward, because at the end of the day, what are you going to do? Stay there with them and be in the same situation and be miserable? It's just for a moment in time that it seems like it's a good idea. But I guarantee if you stay in that predicament, sooner or later you're going to start feeling again like, I got to get out of here. This ain't for me. Because who you are, it's always going to come to the surface. Who you truly are is always going to come to the surface. And you got to listen to your intuition and listen to and know yourself and know that you came here on a mission that's something greater than just being a part of a family in Babylon and just doing the day-to-day mundane shit. Like, we came here on a mission to collect the elite and convict the weak and share the information, transform self, and which is really transforming the world, because you're not just a drop in the ocean, you're the whole ocean in the drop,
For a fact. And also like you really have to be disciplined. Like, you really have to really tell yourself, like, no, this is my past self. Like, this is not me. This is not who I was. Like, I'm elevated past all of this. You really got to be strong and grounded in your morals. For
That's
real,
your lower self.
For a fact.
Don't fall into your lower self. Just stay focused on the past. Stay focused on the information. And just don't lose focus of that. And soon enough, you'll find yourself where you need to be. You'll be around the people that you need to be. You'll manifest things into your reality. But if you keep playing around with your lower self and playing around with people that are from your past life, it's not going to be conducive for you coming into your higher self. You got to be willing to completely detach and walk that narrow path. Which is a hard thing for most people to do, because it's easy to fall into what's familiar. The
Yeah.
family is very familiar, you know. The people in your past life are very familiar because you've known them for so long. But at the end of the day, you must embrace the new. You must embrace your higher self.
Exactly. It's growth over comfort.
Frequency. You feel me?
Facts. Growth over comfort. Facts.
Facts.
Yeah.
You gotta really elevate like that. That's what I be trying to tell people. Like it's like, yo, when you empty your cup, like you're really just opening it up to be filled again with some better shit. Like yeah. Once you lose those lower attachments, once you come into your higher self, it's gonna be the same shit, but just elevated. Because energy can't be created nor destroyed.
Transformed.
Only transformed. Facts.
Yeah,
so it's like
never look at it in terms of you losing a family, but in terms of you gaining a higher self family. You know, a high vibration of your true family, your soul family, the family that's gonna keep you on the righteous path. That's gonna keep you focused to be effective on life. You know, look at things objectively, and every time you have negative thoughts, correct them with a positive thought. That's the reality, you know, of how shit is, you know, because that's what's going to keep you in tune to stay on the righteous path, you know.
That's facts. Nah, yeah, man. I love myself, man.
I love myself. Hey, that was a dope ass track, bro. What's it called? I don't know what it's called. I forgot what it's called.
Divine Love. Love is understanding.
That shit go hard.
Nah, facts. I heard Nubian. He was playing some shit with solar and Pisces, and I think Kite. Like that shit go crazy.
Oh yeah, it was on a live, right?
Yeah, that shit go bonkers.
Yeah, we about to drop some hot shit. We about to drop a new album. So.
Nah, yeah, I'm waiting on that shit.
Music, but we working every day. This is what we do. You know, we just proclaim the kingdom, work on music, work on self. You know, every single day. That's all we do.
For a fact, don't fold. But hell yeah, I'm about to get out of here.
Where you at right now, Reflection?
What's your name? I'm in South Carolina right now because that's where I had to go to get my ID. But I'm about to go back to New York, and then I'm about to take care of business and shit, get my passport up there, and then I'm out. Facts.
You coming to the tropics?
Oh yeah, big facts. You know that.
Mathematics.
You know that.
Get closer to the sun.
Hell yeah.
Get closer to yourself, to your mind.
Exactly. Really connect with me. Really elevate my mind. Cause I feel like, like I be telling my other reflection, like in New York, like we basically on the same path together. Like we both elevated around the same time and we learn the shit together. And I be telling him like, yo, bro, I just feel it like as soon as I get out there, I just know like my shit just going boost. Like I'm about to just get some crazy ass downloads out there. Like I can't wait for that shit.
Yep, that's a fact. Especially when your electromagnetic field is surrounded with people who are conducive for you.
Yeah.
You know, like that's gonna take you up a whole another level. You know, and then the environment, it's just you're gonna get some dope lyrics, some bars, bro.
Yo, nah, facts. I told him, fuck it, I'm gonna just do that shit anyway. But hell yeah, I'm gonna holla at y'all, man. I'm gonna get on this bus and shit. For a fact, I love myself.
You want to cut it off?
Oh,
I'm trying to see. Let me see. Something real quick. Let's see if he's still in the room.
Cool. Oh.
I think you can.
Go live with.
Let's see. He's unable. Oh, okay.
Maybe he don't have the update.
Oh, he probably. Knowing Kim, he doesn't have the update.
Got the first Instagram fucking software version.
Let's see. Anybody have any more questions or want to build before we go? Because it's getting dark. Oh, you want to scroll? Because people were talking.
Oh, no, I'll do my best. I think that's about it. I mean, we about to wrap it up.
Yeah, we about to wrap it up. And I got to empty the cup. Baby's like, okay, that was cute. Drinking all this water. Yeah. Yeah. All right, Ben, but y'all have any more questions? I want to build. We're going to go.
All right. I think that's it. I think this is symbolic of them telling us that we need to cut.
Well, sometimes it's a lag. Like, they'll hear it and then they'll say it like later.
Yeah.
Like later on.
It's probably over, close to be over by now anyway. But yeah, so want to give honor to my master teacher, the Honorable Chief Nature Boy, for the information, for giving us the light to be able to reflect to you guys, give you the information to help you, because we were helped by it, so now we're giving it to you, and spread this information all over the world so the whole planet could heal. Because once you heal self, you heal everything else, because you're symbolic to humanity. Because once you can heal yourself, then all of humanity will be healed. We represent humanity.
Yeah.
You feel me? All right, so we're going to close this out right here. All right. I love myself.
I love myself.